lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Waking up meant that he gave me a chance and I'm rolling the dice. I do it all, living like I'm tryna go for the platinum trophy in life. Who can you call? Really nobody, so you should just follow me on your device. And know if she chillin' with me, then it's bound to be chemical X and the sugar and spice. Game in the system, but game is the hobby. I'm probably cocky, but hot as wasabi. I mean, if it's beef, then you know where to find me. My niggas is ready and so is my body. You should be running and telling your posse and what's in the speakers and what's in your potty. And she tryna kick it, but this ain't karate. Just keep that shit down while I'm watching Tsunami. I ain't saying I'm a super nerd, but I told you when we got involved, my idea of a perfect date is a PlayStation and some alcohol. I was role playing on GTA. I'm a good guy, but I got it all. If the world should end, be the first to leave, but the last of us acting naughty, dog. Level up, never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Level up, tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Never lose, should've had better luck. I'ma wake him up from a slumber. Money ain't nothing but a thing, and the level ain't nothing but a number. Life ain't nothing but a game. Level up, never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Level up. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Never lose, should've had better luck. I'ma wake him up from a slumber. Money ain't nothing but a thing, and the level ain't nothing but a number. Life ain't nothing but a game. Level up. Never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Waking up meant that he gave me a chance and I'm rolling the dice. I do it all, living like I'm tryna go for the platinum trophy in life. Who can you call? Really nobody, so you should just follow me on your device. And know if she chillin' with me, then it's bound to be chemical X and the sugar and spice. Game in the system, but game is the hobby. I'm probably cocky, but hot as wasabi. I mean, if it's beef, then you know where to find me. My niggas is ready and so is my body. You should be running and telling your posse and what's in the speakers and what's in your potty. And she tryna kick it, but this ain't karate. Just keep that shit down while I'm watching Tsunami. I ain't saying I'm a super nerd, but I told you when we got involved, my idea of a perfect date is a PlayStation and some alcohol. I was role playing on GTA. I'm a good guy, but I got it all. If the world should end, be the first to leave, but the last of us acting naughty, dog. Level up, never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Level up, tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Never lose, should've had better luck. I'ma wake him up from a slumber. Money ain't nothing but a thing, and the level ain't nothing but a number. Life ain't nothing but a game. Level up, never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Level up. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Never lose, should've had better luck. I'ma wake him up from a slumber. Money ain't nothing but a thing, and the level ain't nothing but a number. Life ain't nothing but a game. Level up. Never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Waking up meant that he gave me a chance and I'm rolling the dice. I do it all, living like I'm tryna go for the platinum trophy in life. Who can you call? Really nobody, so you should just follow me on your device. And know if she chillin' with me, then it's bound to be chemical X and the sugar and spice. Game in the system, but game is the hobby. I'm probably cocky, but hot as wasabi. I mean, if it's beef, then you know where to find me. My niggas is ready and so is my body. You should be running and telling your posse and what's in the speakers and what's in your potty. And she tryna kick it, but this ain't karate. Just keep that shit down while I'm watching Tsunami. I ain't saying I'm a super nerd, but I told you when we got involved, my idea of a perfect date is a PlayStation and some alcohol. I was role playing on GTA. I'm a good guy, but I got it all. If the world should end, be the first to leave. But The Last of Us acting naughty, dog. Level up, level up. Never lose, should've had better luck. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Level up, level up. Tryna see a check, I'ma run it up. Yeah, I do a lot, still ain't done enough. Never lose, should've had better luck. I'ma wake 'em up from a slumber. Money ain't nothing but a thing, and the level ain't nothing but a...
I'm so used to having, you're not frozen, okay? He's not frozen. He's not frozen. I'm so used to having Floor Hugger here, like running all the show, like running the show. Now I actually have to do stuff, so I can't like come in like and just go, what's going on, people? Famous from level1gaming.com. Congratulations, you guys leveled up to 173. This is the Double XP podcast. Thank you guys for rocking with us once again. We really appreciate you guys. We it's 3-man show tonight, 3-headed monster. We know the faces you guys love to see. The Floor Hugger is taking a day off. Citizen Snips, hashtag Susgain is taking the day off. So you got the Three Stooges today, but we're gonna make it do what it do and hope you guys enjoy the content. As always, if you do, hit that like button because it helps us out a lot. We just hit 600 subscribers, which is big. We appreciate that. We appreciate every single one of you guys who came through and subscribed to the channel. Also hit that like button and share the stream out. It helps us out a lot. I'm going to get going with the introductions. If your DMs is popping and your email box is full, that's because Baron J67 is trying to get a hold of you, baby. The communications director, level1gaming.com. Baron Jones. What's going on, Chief?
How's it going, good people? You know what? This heat, like, it's been kicking my butt, but we're here to talk about video games, and as you guys can see in the meme box, you know, there's a lot of tears coming out of that butt. But
wow.
Yeah, gaming. Yeah, you know, I just gotta say, my brother's recording me, so now I feel like I'm being watched. So let me straighten up. Yeah, it's gaming. It's game time. Game time.
Next up, DALLAZ.
Man,
What? He came early this time.
Man,
no pause.
What it is
that's what she said.
What it is, you know, if you're trying to, you gotta misdirect them. You gotta put the mic in front of your face like so. You gotta act like you sipping when you sip. Even make a little sound. All that. Look, not very good at that. That's not what she said. Also, man, I have to acknowledge, Shakalaka said this is the smallest panel he's ever seen on 2XP. Not only is that what she said, but it's also because Chakalaka said he wasn't down to come co-host with us. He said he'd rather be in the stands with the fans and his mans. So I don't know, man. It just had to happen. had to happen. That being said, man, you know if it's gonna be the three of us. Let me lower this mic so you can see my face. You know if it's the three of us. It's gonna be some nonsense and tomfoolery. I don't know who the hell Tom is, but he'll be here later. Let's get it.
Listen, we're gonna jump right into it. Okay, we're gonna talk about Kena a little bit later. Yes, I know some people had asked on social media if we had got a review copy, but it was written out. Well, dang, I don't want to say certain stuff. Just know that people couldn't say they had a review code. Okay, but we did get one. Our review's gonna be out a little bit later. I apologize. It'll be out soon, but yes, we did get a review copy. We will be talking about the reviews that did get from other people and talking about the game. But I want to talk about Microsoft, Xbox, and Bethesda. Okay, so I believe yesterday on the 20th, it marked the 1-year anniversary since Microsoft pretty much had the internet in a chokehold when they announced they will be acquiring ZeniMax. They were everywhere. Shout out to the football player in the back. They were everywhere. They was CSNBC. Oh yeah, we see you. He go.
Oh yeah, you here? Yeah,
we see you. Go ahead, flex for the one time.
Hey man,
flex for the one time. Oh Lord.
Oh Lord.
Ancestors.
Oh no. Oh.
That's professional football body right there, baby.
Only on double XP.
Only on double XP.
I can't stand this guy.
Yeah, man. You first one on double XP with the taco meat out. The first
Yeah,
one
you
so
got
far.
with the gold chain
Man.
resting on the taco meat.
Taco
Man.
meat in a skillet.
Straight from the 70s.
Man, Lord
You
Jesus.
ever
What
wanted-
does Marcellus Wallace look like?
You ever wonder what an NFL body look like? There you go. Now you know.
There you go.
But listen, they were all over the place. MSNBC. Everyone was talking about Microsoft acquiring ZeniMax because it was a big deal. It still is a big deal, right? 1 year in. So when you look at where we are now, as far as, and I don't want to necessarily just compare it to other companies' acquisitions, but you kind of have to in a way, okay? So when we think about Xbox and Bethesda, as far as in the first year, what's come of it in a year, right? We got some games on Game Pass. We have confirmation of 2 games, Starfield and Redfall. To our knowledge, those both will be exclusives, okay? There are other games in the works. We don't know what they're going to be, how they're going to look out, how they're going to look in the future. But it's hard not to look over and sort of compare it to Insomniac and Sony. And then Insomniac gets announced to be with Sony, and they pushed out the Spider-Man. You got a Wolverine that's coming. They're an amazing developer, right? So as we kind of dive deep into this, I want to give a surface answer, okay? And I know it's going to be difficult because it's only a year. It's kind of hard to judge this type of purchase over a year with them having X amount of studios making so many games. There's a ringing in the audio. I can fix that. But as I fix that audio, Baron, 1 year in, what do you think?
Okay. I will say this. The big difference, because Insomniac is the natural, like the natural comparison. I have to say that the big difference was Insomniac, for the most part, was only already making PlayStation games. This heat. They were always making Sony games, right? I mean, Dallas, you can correct me if I'm wrong. So in saying that, Bethesda has made games for multiplats. That was, for the most part, especially after Morrowind, it was multiplats. Now, I think I'm not gonna say one acquisition was bigger than the other. Financially, of course, you can say that, but in terms of output power, thinking about the fact that Skyrim is up there in comparison with like GTA and the longevity of the sales, like it's always a top 10, top 20 selling game in and out. I'm thinking he had to mute the background, but all right. So in saying that, I think 2 years in, especially after they get all the contractual stuff out the way, like they're doing with Deathloop and whatnot. And then, Deathloop is going to swing its way over to, at least I believe so. It'll swing its way over to Xbox sometime in the next couple of years. And then they'll probably come out with like some special edition that has like some exclusive DLC. It'll swing its way over like, it's weird to think, like, and then why would they want to make any more DLC like exclusive? You know what I mean? Like, why would you want to make but moving forward, this is a big deal, and I don't think we'll get the true fruits of it until like 2023. I think the end of 2023, whether it's through announcements, because at that point, are we supposed to get Starfield?
Okay, I'm back. That's better to hear me now. And the sound should be gone. Let me know in the chat if it's not fixed. Starfield is slated.
It's
still there.
Really? I wonder if it's me. Because I came.
It's only from you.
Oh, it's me.
It's
okay.
like
it's you.
Like
I would just like disable your mic and then re-enable it. Like that's probably something as simple as that. But now getting an echo.
I don't hear the echo though. Oh man. No, I don't. I'm listening to the stream too, and I don't.
Yeah, I was listening to it. I don't hear an echo.
This is why I don't run the show no more. Like I had to come in like rush and put this stuff back together. Hugger can't take no more days off.
The echo is gone now, but as soon as I wonder, whatever you're filtering the audio through is probably it. But what were you saying, Dallas?
I was saying you kind of hit the nail on the head between Fame saying it's a bit early and everything you just said. You kind of hit the nail on the head. Like I don't think we done seeing multiplats at all. Well, that's obviously going to be a thing, but I do think there's going to be those are going to be the windfalls, and the main harvest is going to be at Xbox's discretion, right? I do see. I mean, there's probably still, those certain games. I don't think that without riots, you can really see Elder Scrolls be exclusive. But I'm not gonna say that wouldn't be the fair move to make. You know what I mean? Like I'm not gonna say I'd be mad. Game Pass day one for the win.
The E is gone now. Say something.
Say something. Let me know if it's
talking.
me. I'm gonna keep.
Yeah, you good now.
We good?
Oh,
Okay.
you back.
Okay.
You like.
I literally just unplugged the mic and plugged it back in.
See.
We good?
I'm
Sometimes
hearing it.
That's
But we'll keep going.
Say
Keep
something,
going
Fame?
because you already know.
Okay, yeah. So Starfield is supposed to be next year. Redfall is supposed to be
Oh.
next year.
okay, because I was
So
about
that's
to say,
2. And then ZeniMax Online, of course, is doing Elder Scrolls. And I'm telling you right now, Dallas, I am like 95% sure Elder Scrolls 6 will be exclusive. Like I
got a
just
strong feeling.
Wait, hold on. I need to hear you repeat when Elder Scrolls is supposed to be.
oh, what is it supposed to be? I don't know. I'm just saying they're working on it.
Okay. Because it better not be 2023. When you was gonna say, if you had said Starfield was 2023,
Elder Scrolls,
it better be on the opposite end of the spectrum from Spider-Man or anything. Like when you brought up Insomniac a second ago, you can look at Insomniac, I guess, similarly to Bethesda, but I would actually hold those as two separate entities, for obvious reasons, And the messed up part about that is that's supposed to be the monster compared to Insomniac. But Insomniac was like everybody in the background, everybody in the crowd was like, "Hey, may I please holding their cups? May I please have some Sunset Overdrive port, some Sunset Overdrive 2 perhaps?" It was like Sunset Overdrive. Let me get you this Spider-Man.
you know what's
Let me get you
interesting?
this Miles Morales too, because I know you're gonna mess with that. Oh, and did I hear that you needed another Marvel character? How about one we haven't touched in a while? Wolverine. You know what I mean? And
They did Ratchet and Clank. Well, I mean, they're doing a lot. I saw some back and forth on Twitter from Blessings and a friend of the show, Jeff Grubb. I believe it was a clip where Blessings they were saying something along the lines of Arcane Studios being Xbox's Insomniac, because a lot of people are looking back on those Dishonored games, other games, like, you know what, these games were actually pretty good. Because Arcane hasn't really made a bad game; they just haven't sold well.
That is true. Just like people didn't think Deathloop was going to sell well. Like, hand to God, they were like, Deathloop is going to be a hit, but it's not going to sell.
And then we talk about multiple projects. They just dropped Deathloop, and we know they're already working on Redfall. So they're working on multiple projects at a time, right? And if Redfall is as of higher quality as Deathloop, and because the Dishonored games were high quality, even if you weren't a fan of them, but they were high quality games, then you can kind of see that, like, yeah, this is a studio that can pump out multiple projects at a quick succession, and they all be top quality. I'd like the comparison.
Early in the game, I might be talking about something I know nothing about, but I believe that Redfall will be higher quality. I mean, I think Arcane, even though they might be still having their toe in the water a little bit, is stepping away from the pool of the Arcane style game that we know. I think Deathloop might have been the last one that's really sitting in that aesthetic that we see from them, right? And I feel as if Redfall might be something completely different. It might still have that blink ability. I don't know if that's going anywhere anytime soon from their next 100 games, but yeah, I get the feeling that it's going to feel pretty different from everything else. And if that's the case, I think that's kind of what they need for their image. They need to step away from like that Arcane formula that everybody pins on them, and the vampire skin is a new skin for them. And I think that could work out. I think it'll be something that makes me personally, because I know y'all know that I'm not really super into Arcane games. At some point, I'm gonna get a PS5 and play Deathloop, but it's it's in my top 10 games to play and not in my top 5, right?
Again, Dallas, I tell you, you will probably play Deathloop on Game Pass before you find a PS5 that's easy to get. Because I know you like me, you're not finna fight nobody over no PS5. You're not finna be fighting the bots over the PS5. But I will say, to go back to the question that I posed in the title, right? Was it worth it? And we know just for a fact, delays happen, but we got 2 games coming out next year. But when you look at the broader spectrum, to Dallas's point again, it's going to be a while before we really say was it worth it, because they do have some big games that are coming. It's going to be a while. The next Doom, out the rip, it's going to be a good game. You can't sit back and say, well, we got to see what happens under the Xbox umbrella. You know what id Software does. You know what they do. They're going to be legit.
Yep.
Machine Games, the next Wolfenstein game. You know what they do. You know it's going to be legit. Okay? I talked about it in a video 2 days ago. Machine Games is also making the next Indiana Jones game, which at the time of its announcement, you couldn't have told me it wasn't going to be multi-plat. But I'm sitting there telling you guys right now, that Joker probably going to be exclusive as well. To make this worth it, yes, day one of Game Pass is amazing, but all of these new titles, the next Doom, the next Wolfenstein, Indiana Jones, their next new AAA IPs, because is it Roadhouse? Is there other studio I believe they're working on? They're working on a new game. All those games have to be exclusive. And then you forget Tango Gameworks. Their next game is also like Deathloop. It's a PS5 exclusive for a year, right? Ghostwire Tokyo. Tango Gameworks, when that game come out, people are going to praise their game. They're going to hype it up. But they're going to forget that is an Xbox studio. That game will be in Game Pass in a year. And from what we can see, that game looks pretty dope, right?
And it does. I didn't know it was going to be first person like that.
First person.
No idea what it was going to be.
Hope it's better than I get the feeling it's going to be. I don't know why. Like, everything about this game says I should love it. Y'all know how I'm about horror games. I love that Japanese aesthetic. Everything says I should love it. But I get the feeling it's not going to be what I hoped it should have been. And I hope I'm 100% wrong.
You know what? Kind of this whole worth it talk, because I feel like I veered off. I say yes based on the IPs alone. These are all iconic IPs that have been dramatically successful for, at this point, decades. Like, yeah, you could say decades. The Dooms, the Elder Scrolls, give me some other ones. Help me out here. I'm blanking.
Doom, Elder Scrolls.
I'm completely blanking. Because I'm thinking Elder Scrolls. I'm gonna be real with you. That's what I'm completely stuck on. Because I'm not worried about it being exclusive, because back when Skyrim first came out, I had it on PlayStation 3 and then bought it on Xbox, only because of the whole DLC issues that were going on back in the day. I don't know if y'all remember that. It was wild. But I have no, like, I'm gonna get a PlayStation 5. You know what I mean? So I'm not, my whole, it's not I prefer this to be an exclusive, but for them to make a Dishonored, yeah, there you go. That's another one. Dishonored 2, I didn't like the pacing as much. I rushed through the ending of the game. Like, I felt like it didn't really grab me like the first one did. The first one was amazing, especially when you came across people who had similar powers to you and you had to duel it out. That was dope. But you got some really big IPs. And then you have, you got State of Decay. I love that game. You have, what's the other? Well, that's just Xbox as a whole. Xbox as a whole has got a lot of positives.
If I'm talking about games that's
I can't believe I forgot Fallout.
Yeah. The next Fallout, yeah.
I got a freaking giant Fallout poster up here, and I legit forgot Fallout. Like, it's a full GameStop, like, Fallout logo, and I didn't forgot it. But real talk, like, it's those IPs alone are worth it. Even, let's say they, like, it's worth it. They carry a name and sell. Just like if they somehow got a hold of EA, the Madden would carry alone. It'd be worth it.
Keep in mind, I'm getting off of like our actual subject. When I say worth it, as it pertains to Ghostwire Tokyo or even like Deathloop or whatever, I'm really just talking about my personal interest in the game or whether or not I think it's a day one, basically. Now if we talking about overall the purchase of ZeniMax, hell yeah. That's not
Yeah.
even like that's resolved already. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And that's actually a really good point, because that's why I got stuck on Elder Scrolls. Because for me, that is a big game in my childhood. Starting off from Morrowind, moving forward,
Me too.
Oblivion, like that was an amazing game. So, in saying all of that, for me personally, as somebody with only a Series X and who does not have a PS5 right now, and looking at the Xbox acquisition of ZeniMax, which included all of Bethesda and all the other fun stuff, it was definitely worth it. It made my Game Pass value go skyrocket. Like it added so much more value to it. I was literally getting ready to buy the PC version of Skyrim just to experience the mods. And then Hugger told me, don't do it, hold off, because there's going to be another sale. And then all of a sudden, acquisition went all the way through. And then now I didn't have to buy it because now it's on Game Pass PC. So, like, it's and then that's something I'm looking forward to. That's a good point, Wolf, is seeing all of the tech being swapped back and forth. Like I wanna see, I don't know, maybe you can see the movement of from id in whatever else game. Like just seeing the crossover mechanics. No, you're not me. Oh.
You know what's crazy? I know people get tired of hearing the whole Halo Gears Forza thing, but I still say it'd be so freaking cool to see a Halo spinoff on id Tech.
Ooh.
Give me a spinoff.
Just like just running through, just murder.
Bro, I would love to see that game running on that engine. I would love to see that. A spinoff.
I wonder if they could, like, if they did like some type of Killing Floor type thing where you're just going through and doing waves, just like a wave add-on. That's something that they could do. They can do just you already called it Halo Infinite. So just do mad add-ons running different types of Halo modes from different engines.
This just sounds like it just sounds like Master Chief and the Arbiter in the next Unreal tournament or something. Like this is what I'm hearing.
Stuff like that, in which we could see that's a very real thing now because it's all under one umbrella.
So to go to the also about it being worth it, okay? The reason why these games, because we know Microsoft is interested in selling Xbox Game Pass, right? So that's important for them. But to get people to subscribe to Xbox Game Pass, for the most part, they need to be able to, especially if they don't have an Xbox, they need to have a reason to. I can't necessarily play this game on another platform, right? So all of these games coming from these studios have to be exclusive. Now, we do know that the publishing arm for Bethesda isn't going away. So I could definitely see some games that are published by Bethesda, not necessarily made by one of the Xbox studios, but an outside studio that's published on the Bethesda publishing arm still be multiplat. I could definitely see that happening. But as far as what comes from these studios, ZeniMax Online, Arcane, Tango Gameworks, these games have to be exclusive to Xbox and PC, i.e., what I'm saying, they have to be exclusive to platforms with Xbox Game Pass, because that's the only way it's going to be worth it to Microsoft, is if they say the person who has a PlayStation says, I will never buy an Xbox and I do not want to build a PC, but they are the biggest Doom fans in the world, or they're a big fan of Wolfenstein, I guarantee you do a couple of things. You're not going to play it on your phone. The phone, that cloud thing is for convenience. It's not a mandatory, it's not a way to play. Like this is my only way to play these games, right? So you're gonna go buy that PC with that PC, or you're gonna go buy an Xbox. So in turn, you're gonna convert those PlayStation only, Nintendo only console people to the Xbox platform because you have long-standing histories with these games. I'm sorry, as much people don't want to believe it, the Elder Scrolls 6 is gonna be exclusive. It is.
You might not even have to go that far. Like when it comes down to it, that a person might not care about Elder Scrolls 6, Starfield, anything coming up in the near future. I can see a person sitting at home after work every single night, spending hours and hours on ESO, and that not changing, and them not caring about any of this, but Microsoft reaping the benefits.
Yeah.
That in itself will make it worth it. I mean, not fully, but you get what I'm saying. Over time, who knows, you know? And as time keeps going on, as these expansions keep coming out, like I think we really underestimate the power of MMOs, the financial power of MMOs for a company. And ESO is like top 5.
Easy.
Let me know, because I don't play ESO. Is it subscription based like these other games, or is it just you can play as much as you want?
It does have the microtransaction component to it. I believe it's I don't know if it's free to play right now.
Because it's like Final Fantasy 14 or something like $10 a month, something like that.
Yeah, Final Fantasy. I want to say the base game on these are free to play. Don't quote me. I've tried them both and I didn't pay for anything, so it might back my theory, but I'll have to look it up. But I want to say the base games are free to play, and everything else is something that you have to buy.
Yeah, because I know for me, but then I've always had Game Pass, but so I haven't, let's see, it's saying $14.99 a month for the Plus membership, which is probably to get access to ESO Plus.
This is ESO, okay, yeah, wow.
So
and that's not for me. I couldn't do it,
and that's everywhere.
I couldn't do it.
Literally everywhere.
Like Baron New World.
You buy it once and you go for it.
Probably.
I wonder what's going to be the microtransactions though. I'm gonna be real with you. Like my not so much worry because I'm running with a pretty deep crew on there. I wonder what the microtransactions are going to look like, because that's something they really didn't showcase the full extent of during the betas, which I'm happy about. Like, show me the game on its core. Like, show me what I'm going to be doing without any need to spend any extra money than buying it. And let me see if I'm going to love it, which I have. And not to go too much on a rant, but I haven't personally seen it. It's probably out there, but I haven't seen the plans for the New World microtransactions. So I bet they're probably going to do a season pass.
Exactly.
They're probably going to do that type of stuff. And
because there's a barrier to entry. There's a difference.
Yes.
When we come into a game where the base game is totally free and you can do your thing up until a certain level, and where you have to buy to get in. Like, there's no trial period. There's no I'm just gonna see if I like it and move on if I don't. There's a price to enter. So I think with that, it's gonna have to be pretty far down the line as a player for it to be really accepted for an MMO.
Yeah, it's like me, the whole monthly subscription thing. I'm already signed up for way too much stuff, and I'll bounce around back and forth between games. So, like, I will probably I'll most likely buy the season for like whatever season pass comes out for New World, because I enjoy New World is Amazon, yes. Because of how much I enjoyed the beta and the closed beta and the open beta. So I'm most likely gonna sign on for it, but if it's a monthly reoccurring thing in order to keep a status in the game, I'm probably not gonna do it, because who knows? I may play New World for like a month strong and then completely fall off. That's just the way I play games. It's a lot of games out here. We were talking about that earlier off cam, but it's so many. Yeah, it's so many games out here. It's not even funny. Like,
and it's different.
You know the worst part? Oh, my bad. Go ahead, D.
I was gonna say I can say let Game Pass go for a while and then pick it up or whatever if I just happen to want to or something like that. I might watch one show for a while and let my girl have at it, and she might watch one show on a separate streaming platform, and we have them all. Like, we literally waste the money on everything just for the time where we feel like we want to go and see something, or from when Fame might suggest something that we got to check out or whatever. And I don't see myself. Oh, I keep hearing about that. I'm gonna check it out. I don't see myself extending that sentiment over to gaming. Game Pass is worth it. Not too many other services right now for me that are. So yeah, I don't see myself extending that over into anything. And that's part of the reason that I don't really play MMOs like that. There's not a reason for me to dump my money into it because I don't play them consistently enough.
That part.
The worst part about this acquisition, I got one con, only one con, is that everyone and their mother on Twitter believes that they are a insider and has insider information that there is another Bethesda style acquisition coming every single month. I am so sick of people being so obsessed with, literally, once Sony said they was acquiring Fire Sprite, somebody hit me out, Fire something. Then it was now it's time for Microsoft to go buy Ubisoft. Like, what?
What about old dude's cousin's mama's friend, baby daddy, who used to be the janitor in the main office for their friends game company that used to know somebody at Sega who was friends with somebody at Bethesda.
That was literally a whole thread, I believe, on recent era of this guy telling people that he was at Starbucks and two guys came in that he just knew worked at Take-Two and they was talking about an acquisition. But I'm like, it's out of hand. I think at some point Microsoft already bought a bunch of studios prior to ZeniMax.
Facts.
Right? Then they bought ZeniMax. So they have a lot of studios, right? Can we just focus on them, Microsoft putting all their effort into making these studios great, making them better than what they are, putting those resources into the studios that we have. That's the one con about this, is that now all we hear about, not a small indie studio. Now, if I saw a rumor about Microsoft buying Moon, you know how happy I'd be. That's the Ori developers. Anybody don't know, right? That's
thank you. I was like,
that's dope,
like,
right?
Moon.
Yeah, Moon Studios. Yeah. That's. But like every time you look up, is Microsoft is buying Take-Two, Microsoft is buying Ubisoft, Microsoft is buying Sega, and that's the conversation. Not Redfall is getting ready to come out, or I wonder what else Tango is working on after they finish Ghostwire Tokyo. What's coming out? It's what's the next acquisition. So that's the one downfall from this acquisition, because I'm just tired of hearing it.
You know what the wild part is it was such a big, obnoxious purchase that it made everything realistic and possible. If you could buy ZeniMax, you can buy anything. Like it really, and then we know we're dealing with a business, an entity that has the money to buy its competition if they're willing to sell.
Yeah,
that's the cold part. Like, if they were willing to sell, Microsoft could buy their competition.
Even
like,
if it was for $1 trillion.
Stupid. $1 million for $1 billion. But no,
keeping it a buck, you're right. Microsoft can do what they want. They got, when they bought ZeniMax, if I'm not mistaken, they bought them with cash.
Most likely.
$7.6 billion. They didn't have to do,
then they probably didn't even have to pay out any execs. They probably just had in them some stocks.
Hey, bro, what's your cash at?
Here you go. Yeah, here's some
so
stocks.
they really, if you're selling, Microsoft has the ability to buy you if they want, if they truly wanted to, right? And that, you're right. That's the scary part. That gives these rumors. It gives these rumors validity, because you're like, dang, if you spend 7.6 on ZeniMax, how much could I don't know, Studio A cost? You spent $7.6 billion on that, and from what we heard, Microsoft already made that money back.
Oh yeah,
they already in less than a year they made that money back.
Imagine that,
bro. And then just the legacy. So let's skip the fact that every PC you got, 90% of them are running on Windows, Microsoft. Like, let's bypass that part. Let's just talk strictly games. It's the legacy. Like, every time now somebody buys New Vegas on PC, some of that money is making its way back to Microsoft. Every time somebody buys not New Vegas, what's it called, Fallout 3, sorry about that. But like it's so crazy. New Vegas too, because they got Obsidian. I'm tripping. I'm tripping. They got Obsidian too. So, but it just, that's why, that's scary. Like, my fear, fear, and I think the only reason it's a big worry is because I'm a firm believer that these consoles should have came out the end of this year. I think would have had a way better launch overall for both of them. For PlayStation and for Xbox, that's just personally, I really believe if they would have came out this holiday season, it would have made a lot more sense. Yeah, Microsoft gets money every time Deathloop is purchased. Like they could every time MLB, did they sign an exclusive thing with them? How did that work?
We don't know, but I mean it's on Game Pass, so
it's on Game Pass.
People they made money off the subscriptions on Game Pass, but it's like Deathloop, like you said it. Deathloop is
shout out
exclusively it's exclusively on PlayStation 5. PlayStation gets their cut, whatever it is, for the game being on that platform, and every other dime goes to Xbox because Microsoft owns the studio that made the game. So PlayStation gets their console because they're the console holder. They get their cut, and every other dime goes to Microsoft.
I wonder what the breakdown is, just for the sake, because I'm a nerd like that. I'm into that type of stuff. I wonder what that breakdown looks like.
I bet you it's like 30%. I wouldn't be shocked.
I was just about to say it's probably that number, because I know, like, for those who don't know, when you buy a new game at a big box store or GameStop, they don't get much money off of that. That, like, for GameStop, for example, they only get like $1 or so. They don't get much off of each sale of the new games. Mm-hmm. That's why they mark the prices back up for the used, because that's where they make all their money.
And your $60 is built into that.
Yes,
like it's built.
Like
into
they
that.
they don't get that much money out of the new stuff. So I wonder what the breakdown is. But all that does is further wrap up into the acquisition being worth it. You are now selling successful games across multiple platforms. Like, and you're going to sell exclusives, which is going to move your consoles. And I've been on this show plenty of times saying, in my strong opinion, Xbox, even though they want to sell their console, that's not the goal. I'm a firm believer that the goal is to get people into Game Pass. Yeah, we're going to be buying new TVs. Yeah, they just want to sell the service.
Ecosystem. Yeah.
Yeah, they want to get you in there. We're going to be buying TVs in the future, and you're going to buy the TV that's going to come with 2 controllers and 6 months of Game Pass Ultimate. Like that, it's going to... You're going to open the box, and there's going to be a little white box in the corner. It's going to have 2 controllers. They're going to market it up, bro. And then the Samsung TV is already going to have the Game Pass app on it, and you're going to log in, create your account, and you're going to have people who are going to be in the Xbox ecosystem who will never own an Xbox. Mm-hmm. Like, and that's what they've always been looking for. I personally believe that was the ultimate goal, because I don't feel like we got mad marketing. Like, I don't think the marketing for the console was as big as the marketing for Game Pass was. Like, I have never seen an Xbox.
Have I seen on television an Xbox Series S or X commercial?
Maybe the one with old dude from Get Out. That's probably the.
I saw that on the internet.
I've seen that on YouTube. So I haven't seen it on TV, but I don't watch cable like that. So, I'm not gonna sit here and get on here lying. But once again,
an argument could be made that that's just a commercial for the ecosystem too. You can play it here. Here's what this controller look like. Go buy one. And I wholeheartedly agree with everything you just said. I think it's really gonna be I'm sure that at some point, if they wanted to, Netflix could sell TVs, but it wouldn't be about the TVs. It would be about the app. It would be about the service itself. And it would just be about you having a device with it on already.
The hardware is not the end game.
Exactly, at all.
Yeah, they trying to get people for life. How many subscriptions do you guys have that you forget, but then you go and look on your statements and you see that you pay for it,
bro?
And then you say you're gonna cancel it, and then you forget to cancel it. Yep. Yeah, bro.
And then just as as like a producer, there's so many like other little things I use, like something like for samples, and here's a thing for a bunch of drum sounds, and here's a thing for something else, and like you said, you totally forget about them. You intend to cancel them at some point, and either end up using them so you don't cancel them, or forgetting altogether. And
Yep.
and Game Pass definitely falls into that category, and even without thinking about whether or not you wanted to keep it, there's that value there anyway. And they're going to continue to add it for one. And for two, at some point, like you said, that's they're looking for that to be the norm anyway. And I don't think it's that they're pushing that as being a normal thing. I just think that they foresee it happening and they want to be at the forefront of it.
Well, that, in my opinion, that's the best way to tap into the different Asian markets as well. Because we all know the consoles never really sell well over that way. And I mean, it could be because the things are freaking massive. That's what I'm
Mhm.
talking about. Yeah, yeah,
I
and
think
that's what I'm saying. So what a better way to get in there since mobile gaming is the way. I forgot what I mean, heck, even our alluding to some other stuff, but we were just speaking with somebody and they mentioned mobile. Like that was a heavy thing that they discussed was mobile. And it just is, so why not, like me? I've let me tell you, I've played Empire of Sin, I've played Code Vein. I haven't tried Fallout on there yet because there's so much little stuff that I like to pick up and whatnot in Fallout, and I don't have a very big phone, and for some reason I don't see that going well. But I mean, I could. There's a bunch of games that I play on the regular on my console that if I really wanted to hook up that 5G Wi-Fi and play off my phone. So I use it. It's something I utilize. I
it's
put
an
mad
option.
hours into it. So knowing that that's the mobile market is a huge thing over that way, it's a win. It's just a positive, man. Now,
And dare I say it? I mean, this is outside of that. And once again, I'm just gonna say this out loud, and we're gonna put it out in the air, and maybe we'll see it happen. Hopefully, we see it happen, and even if I'm the only person that cares about it, but I want to see Game Pass on the Switch. Let's make that happen.
bro, I think it's gonna.
Microsoft wouldn't be
Go ahead.
against it.
We talking about that
no,
Japanese
They
market.
jump
Phil
on
said
that.
it.
You know
Yeah.
what would help the Microsoft, the Xbox ecosystem in the Japanese market? Put a chunk of it
Bro,
on Switch.
bro, do you
If
know how?
Nintendo will allow it, why not?
Well, that's what I thought. What they were getting prepped for when they were doing those test runs with Hitman and Control. Remember, I think you can still buy
Yep.
them on there, and it's like a
The
cloud streaming
It's
thing.
cloud only. Yep.
It
Yeah,
is. There's a few
I
games.
thought that's what was they were warming us up for. To be real with you, I was like, oh, why else? Out of all the games, why else would you run Control and Hit? It was Hitman, right?
Yeah, and I know for a fact Control was one of them, and I'm praying
Yeah.
to Mexican Jesus, I guess Jesus, that
This dude.
at some point, I'm praying that it's not just a way of being able to support ports like regular ass ports. I'm hoping that it's not that, and it's more of just a way to be able to help support whatever else is on Game Pass.
I mean, and Nintendo. I mean, you would think they'd be up for it. They out there selling $10 calculators, so um, it's a.
Really quick.
I don't know.
Really quick,
go ahead.
for everyone in the chat, because we do need to move forward. I didn't realize how much time we spent on this topic.
Oh Lord.
For those in the chat, before we move on, let us know in the comment section down below. Not in the comment section, in the chat. 1 year in, was it worth it? Try to be as objective as possible. Just thinking about what we know is coming, what we assume is coming, and compare it to the competition's biggest acquisition. Let us know if it was worth it. All three of us, it's a clear, easy yes, right?
Yeah.
So, moving on. Kena has released, and unfortunately, I'm one of the few people who has to play it on PlayStation 4. Not only because that's where I got my review code. Shout out to Ember Labs who sent over a press gift and a review copy of the game. Like I said before earlier, we're a little bit behind. I will get it out shortly. I forgot where I was going with that. I'm getting old.
You have
But
to play it on PS4. You have to play it on last gen.
As play on last gen. But one thing, and we talked about this here too, so I'm gonna have to bring it up because I believe Baron said it and I agreed with it. Okay, the embargo for this game lifted the day of release, and based off of the email, the information that I received from Ember Labs, I know why. Okay, but I don't feel like it's my place to put that email out there because I don't want to ruin our relationships. But I know why. Okay, but the people who don't know or didn't know at the time why no review code was out, it put fear in everyone's heart that this game would be bad.
Yes.
Baron said, and I was like, bro, you might be on to something, right?
Can I walk them down? Like,
go ahead.
Down? Like, okay, folks, you got to understand. This reminded me, as somebody who was a fan of the No Man's Sky situation. Not as big because Sony got boosted up Hello Games really high, like they was about to be the console selling game. And then let them out to float after the debacle. Now they're up, but moving on. So with Kenna, you got to remember this game was like in multiple showcases. This game it was like it took the internet by storm. People was hyping it up, and then all of a sudden you had a conference not even a week before, right? Was there a PlayStation conference last week or the week before?
Yeah,
we'll say 2 weeks for sure.
Yeah,
2 weeks for sure. You had a conference and you showed Deathloop again when Deathloop was releasing in like days. There was no reason to show Deathloop again over Kenna. Because people who were like hardcore gonna buy Deathloop were buying Deathloop already if they didn't already had it pre-order. Kenna was your next big exclusive that you already had showcased and it already had a big momentum. I haven't seen an ad. I didn't see no movement. I didn't see much movement on Twitter. I didn't see much movement for commercials on YouTube. It scared me. It was like they pulled back everything. And then there wasn't even no major marketing like, hey, by the way, Kenna's coming out next week. I didn't believe it. I thought the game was going to get canceled or delayed. The week before I was sitting up. I'm to tell you, I was like, bro, I think they're going to delay it. Like, I didn't believe, I started believing it was fake. I was like, nah.
Now, see, personally, I didn't expect the big time marketing for this title because at the end of the day, it is a indie title, right? I believe PlayStation helped with the fund. Yes, but the thing where the thing where Returnal was, in my opinion, that's the thing to buy them was already in play. So they hyped it up, right? I think because this is an indie game, I didn't expect the big marketing. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe this may be a timed console exclusive. If I'm not mistaken. If I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong. I believe it's a timed console exclusive. It's on PC, PS4, and PS5 right now, but I believe it'll be on Xbox like in a year. I could be wrong, right? A la maybe like Death's Door. But the thing I want to touch on is I think between this game and I think Death's Door as well. Shout out to, I think his name was Robbie on Twitter who pointed this. Who said this. I think it's time for us to no longer see embargo release as a red flag.
Facts. Because I was scared. I ain't gonna hold you. I was like, dang, man. Because I want games to do well. Period. You know what I mean? Like, I want games to do well. I want plenty of stuff to be out there because if one game's successful, it maybe has a weird mechanic that nobody ever thought of and it takes off and now that mechanic's in something else. Now it just progresses the gaming as a whole forward. This is why I want to see Sable win. I want to see Jet win. I want to see and these are all indie titles that look semi weird, got a different vibe, not so atypical, but I want them to win because push it forward. Like, think about how many games spawn from Ico. Or Ico. I can never forget. My wife works at a company called Ico.
Yeah, it's Ico.
Ico. Think about how many games spawned from that type of world and how many things we've seen narratively, visually, the grand scale, I don't know, but you gotta take these chances, and it is usually indie games. Like, in my opinion, indie games carried the last generation. because in my
I mean,
opinion, the
absolutely.
last gen didn't get like juicy until like the last year.
They carrying
Like,
this generation right now.
oh, I mean, come on, like, come on. But no,
But
not
I
the
mean, if we
dolphin
being
game.
honest,
Sorry, Wolf, not
oh,
the
that's
dolphin
Echo.
game.
That's Echo.
Yeah,
Eco like
uh,
ICO.
yeah, the where
The
he's
people that
slaying the
made Shadow of the
monsters.
Colossus
Yeah,
and I forget the name of the other game. Last Guardian.
yeah. Oh dang, I wonder if they're gonna bring back Last Guardian. But back to the point. I'm not I'm not worried no more in terms of indies. Now AAA, I'm gonna be worried. I'm gonna be worried.
So if sort of going back to our last topic, if Starfield embargo releases the day it released,
I'm gonna be worried.
you'd be worried.
No, I am
Per-
worried. I'm
I'm
absolutely worried in the case of AAA. I don't know if I'd even let this go with indies right now. Um, and because I don't want to name the name, but I know y'all know the last time we saw something like this
yeah,
with
yeah,
a
yeah.
double A studio, it happened to be something to worry about. So I don't know if I'm ready to let that go just yet. And I think in general, maybe not. In general, maybe we can just let it go and just kind of let go and let God. But in our positions as games journalists or as content creators or whatever you want to call us, experience has told us to be worried about it. And
And that's facts.
we haven't had that many to the contrary to say that maybe not. Like we haven't really seen that many it's not a balanced thing. It's not as if it goes great just as much as it goes south. And so no, I think we should still have those red flags for now. And I hope a day comes where that's not the case. But yeah, I think we should have those red flags for now.
So just let you guys know, the review will be going up. I'm also going to be doing some uploads, like a playthrough upload. No commentary. I'm gonna give that a shout out. That was suggested to me to put some uploads of some gameplay. I'm playing the whole. You also see the whole game up in parts. No commentary. Unfortunately, we do have to do a hard stop at our time tonight. So we're gonna go ahead and go to the suggestions. I do want to start with my brother Dallas. What did you suggest for the people to watch and or play for this week?
Oh man, I'm gonna let you know that I'm never ready to go first here.
Oh, you want to go? Let
But
me go with B. I just naturally, because you're
no,
always in the
I
right
don't.
corner. Even if we got 6 people, you're always in my right corner. So and Snip's always next to you, so I always go like this every time.
I get you. I mean, I don't mind. It's all good. So I don't know if y'all don't have time like I don't have time, but I used to love reading books and now I don't have as much time to do that. So Baron actually was the one that made me get my head out of my ass and start listening to audiobooks. Um, so let me tell y'all, go ahead, and this is not sponsored, but I'm gonna say it anyway. Go ahead and see what Audible's talking about. Um, the first thing that I had to listen to on there, the thing that I use my free credit on, that I would suggest literally everybody use their free credit on, because at this point I read a lot of audiobooks, even some of some that I read that I have physical books of, and this is still the best one thus far, and it's based off my favorite comic story that's, believe it or not, don't have a superhero in it. Sandman.
Okay.
If you like that cosmic shit, that esoteric shit, it's the things that I love. The thing that I love that I feel like the MCU is going into, because it gets real cosmic, it gets real esoteric, it gets real whatever other fancy word that
Beyond
you might want to
everything.
use.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean the main character and main characters plural are basically not even people. They're literally the personification of some abstract concepts like death and desire and destruction and delirium and so on and so forth, right? If you like dark stuff, because it's not really the audio version. If I thought the comic could be bad in points, the audio version is not for the squeamish. But it's such a good story. It's literally my favorite comic ever to exist. Neil Gaiman is a excellent writer. If you like the American Gods, if you like
Mhm.
Norse mythology, like the book Norse mythology, if you like just anything by him, if I said that name and it rang a bell, then you already know this is good. Also, game wise, I feel like I said this already, but it's underrated. Go play Absolver until Seafood come out. Go play Absolver until Seafood come out. And if you don't want to, name me a better game, like not a better fighting game, but a better combat, like martial arts combat in a game right now. And if you said Matrix Path of Neo, then touche, go play that. And that's pretty much it for me.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
so,
muted. Jones barbecue and foot massage. What you got?
So I honestly sticking along with audiobooks. I am a big supporter of audiobooks. Especially for those who feel like I used to read a lot and I feel like I don't have that time anymore to sit down and really just crack open a book and read because I'm trying to do 6 other things at once. I would go check out The Land. Alaron Kong, black Japanese doctor, MD. He made his name.
It shows in his writing.
Yeah. It's visceral as hell. And he describes the combat very well. And injuries and everything when in terms of the biology, like the human anatomy, he does it very well. The Land, go check that out. Audiobooks. Nick Podell is the voice actor. I like his work so much that I literally don't even search authors. I'll search Nick Podell, and it's creepy because I can tell the different characters even though it's the same voice actor across different series. Big. Hey, what up, Heck? Big on audiobooks. And then gaming wise, if you guys have Game Pass, I wouldn't say buy it because I would say go and buy Dark Souls first. But if you've never played a Dark Souls and you want a very close experience and you have Game Pass, go try out Code Vein. I know we talked about Remnant and how Remnant is like Souls light. Code Vein is just a anime version of Dark Souls. Like that's really it. Now, is it as like just mind blowing as Dark Souls? Probably not. The bosses seem a little easier. There's some that are really frustrating for the sake of just being frustrating. But backstabs are kind of easy to get. And I believe me, I'm no like beast when it comes to the Soulsborne genre. But I'm moving along pretty well. It's a good one to get your spirits up in the Dark Souls.
I say Vein is slightly more clunky, but
it's very clunky. Oh yeah,
baby. If we looking for baby's first Dark Souls, I can understand. Like
and then you even get a NPC to roll around with. So the anime. Yeah, I haven't watched it yet. It's anime Souls. Yeah, it's anime Souls, 100%. But outside of that, I think that's it. TV shows, just hit search on Netflix and have fun.
Yo, I'm be really quick. I got one suggestion. It's a show that nobody told me was dope, and so I'm in the 2nd season now, and season 5 hasn't come out yet, so I got time to catch up. Snowfall. I don't have friends to tell me Snowfall was a good show.
I told you it was a good show.
Ain't nobody tell me that. You ain't tell me shit.
Then you gotta go watch the Godfather next.
Listen.
Oh, Godfather Harlem's so good.
Snowfall is legit. I'm watching it on Hulu right now. If you guys got the FX, I think FX only has like season 4 right now. Go check out Godfall. For a game, I'm gonna suggest a game that's getting rave reviews right now. I'll be getting some uploads up here fairly soon. I have the review out soon. Listen, I hate to feel like I'm rushing the show short, but we got a hard cap tonight. We will be back next week, fully staffed. I promise you guys will get to see the Floor Hugger's face. Citizen Sniffs will be back. Don't forget, next Thursday is the first episode of Happy Hour, all right? The newest member of the Level 1 Gaming family, Miss Bubbles, will be doing the show with Baron and the Floor Hugger. They had such amazing chemistry when they took over Take Two. We just had to make a show out of that. There is no Take Two podcast tomorrow for the same reasons why I had to cut the podcast short tonight. I do apologize. Next Thursday, after Happy Hour, me and Flo Hugger will be back and we will be killing it. Friday, Peep Game. Saturday, Ready Press Play. Sunday, Starcross Gamers. Monday, 15 Minutes of Fame. Tuesday, Ready Play Movies. Wednesday, we're back in full force for Double XP Podcast. With all that said, Congratulations, you guys leveled up to 173. This was the WSP podcast. You guys have an amazing night. Keep your mask on. Wash your hands. Wash your ass. Have a good one. Peace.